Hello, champs. Hi. Welcome back to mathematics class. I am Miss Anne. Okay, so very quickly, in our last class, we learned all about polygons. Not all about polygons. Like I said, it was an introductory class. So, introduction to what polygons are, the different types of polygons. We learned the names of polygons and then the number of sides. That the name of a polygon is determined by the number of sides that polygon has. So today we're going to continue by moving on to some common formulas and calculations involved in polygons. So a quick recap from our last class. To learn about polygons, so polygons are shapes that have many sides. And we said that poly means many and gon means size. So polygon, shape with many sides. And we learned a little fun song. Let's sing it. Polygons, polygons, shapes with many sides. Polygons, polygons, shapes with many sides. Poly means many, gon means size. So polygons, polygons, shapes with many sides. Triangle, three sides. Quadrilateral, four sides. Pentagons, five sides. Hexagon, six sides. Heptagon, seven sides. Octagon, eight sides. Nonagon, nine sides. And decagon, 10 sides. Polygon, polygon, shapes with many sides. Yeah, so that just gives you a quick recap of everything we learned in our last class. Then there's something new we're going to learn today. Now we learned that all we learned in our last class was that polygons are shapes that have many sides, and we learned the different types of polygons with their number of sides. But this time around, let's learn about regular polygons and irregular polygons. There are types of polygons that we have. Yeah, so we learned examples of polygons. So now we're going to learn about types of polygons. Now we have two types of polygons: regular polygons and irregular polygons. So we're talking about regular polygon. A regular polygon is a polygon that has equal size. Hope we see about that we learned about the parts of a polygon. That a polygon has sides, polygon has angles, and polygon has vertices. So say the vertices are the pointy parts, okay? And we said your angles, we have the space between the two lines, and we said the sides are formed by your lines. Hope you remember that, right? So now a regular polygon has equal sides and equal angles. When we say equal, equal means it's the same. So if you draw one line to be 8 centimeter, the second line should be 8 centimeter, third line 8 centimeter. Do you get that? So if you are doing a pentagon that has 5 sides, so each of them should be what? 5 centimeter side 1, 5 centimeter side 2, 5 centimeter side 3, 5 centimeter side 4, 5 centimeter, and side 5, 5 centimeter. So that's a regular polygon. So the sides are equal, the angles are equal. Example, you have your equilateral triangle. Now we have different types of triangle. We have your scaling triangle, we have isosceles triangle, and we also have equilateral triangle. Now equilateral triangle, all the sides are equal. All the sides are measured the same. Okay, then you also have your square. Square has four sides and all the four sides have the same measurement. Then you have your regular pentagon, you have your regular hexagon. So if we have said that regular polygons are polygons that have the same number of sides, that means equal sides, equal angles. So you should know that irregular polygons is going to be the opposite. So these are polygons, or these are shapes that do not have equal sides and they do not have equal angle. So if one side, let's take for example, I used pentagon the last one. Yeah, let me still use pentagon. So let's take for example that I'm trying to draw an irregular pentagon. Now pentagon has 5 sides, right? So my side 1 can be 5 centimeter, my side 2 6 centimeter, my side 3 a different measurement. Did you get that? So the sides, the number of sides in an irregular polygon, they are not equal, they are not the same. So example, you have your rectangle. Rectangle has 4 sides, but they are not the same. Up and down is what? Up and down, they are the same, but your side to side, left and right, they don't measure the same. Did you get that? So the sum of angles, or your rectangle has two equal sides, so up and down measure the same and left and right measure the same. That's an example of your irregular polygon. They also have a scaling triangle. The sides in a scaling triangle are not equal. They also have your irregular pentagon, like I just gave you. So your sides measure different lengths and the angles are different sides. So we've just learned about regular polygons and irregular. So regular polygons, the number of sides are equal, the number of angles are equal, they are the same. But for irregular, they're not the same. So you can see one side to be longer than that side, and that side is shorter than the other side. Okay, even though they have the same number of sides, it's still five sides, but different measurement. Now let's begin with our formulas and calculations. So perimeter of a polygon. Perimeter of a polygon. Now the perimeter refers to the total distance around a polygon. Not that for polygon, we once upon a time did area and perimeter of shapes, and I taught you what area is and I taught you what perimeter is. The perimeter is that distance around the shape, the outer line around the shape. Now, when you are trying to deal with perimeter of polygons, be it especially irregular, let me term it as irregular. When you're trying to find the perimeter of an irregular polygon, but the irregular polygons, they don't have equal sides, they don't have equal angles. So you're trying to find the perimeter of an irregular polygon, all you have to do is to plus, add up all the sides together. So look at our example here. We have a triangle, and then we said the triangle, the sides measure, one side is 8 centimeter, another side is 10 centimeter, and the last or the third side is 12 centimeter. We have to find the perimeter. What do? The sides are not equal, so just add them up together. And 8 plus 10 plus 12, and that's equals to 30 centimeter. So the perimeter of that certain triangle is what? 30 centimeter. So if you have an octagon that has 8 sides, all you have to do is to plus all the measured sides together, okay? And you get your answer. So that formula is simply for irregular polygons that do not have equal number of sides and angles, equal measurements of sides and angles. Now for your regular polygons that the sides are equal and then the angles are equal, what do? All you have to simply do is to multiply the number of sides. Formula is perimeter, P for perimeter, N for the number of sides, S the length of one side. That's the length of one side means the measurements of one side. Once you've measured one side, no, you don't need to stress yourself because regular polygons, all the sides are the same. So if I measure one side, and side one is 6 centimeter, that means side two will be 6, side three 6, side four 6, and like that. Did you get that? So all you have to do is count how many sides that polygon has. Then after counting it, okay, I've counted it, it has 7 sides. Document that down. Then after counting the number of sides, measure just one side because everything is the same. So just measure one side and then multiply it together by the number of sides. See the example I have here. I have regular pentagon, all the sides are equal. What I now did was to count this polygon. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 sides. Now let me measure one side. I measured one side, it measures 8 centimeter. That means all the sides measure 8 centimeter. So all I have to do was to do what? The number of side, which is 5 times 8, and that gives me 40 centimeter. So assuming it was a regular nonagon, nonagon has 9 sides. All I will do is 9 times 5 or 5 times 9. Number of sides 5 times measurements 9 centimeter, and that will give me what? 45 centimeter. Pretty easy. So I believe we have learned how to calculate perimeter of irregular polygons, so that all you have to do, if it's an irregular polygon that do not have equal sides and equal angles, just add all the sides together. But if it's a regular polygon that has equal sides and equal angles, just count. Find out what kind of polygon is this by counting the number of sides, then measure one side and multiply it together, and you have your perimeter. Now, sum of interior angles. Interior, I told you the angles inside. You have interior angles and exterior angles. So, sum of angles inside that particular shape or inside that particular polygon. So, how do we deal with that? Now, the formula is N. When you see N simply means number of sides. So, first of all, count the number of sides that that polygon has. When you count it, minus 2, and the answer you get multiplied by 180 degree. That's all. Look at my example now. We're told to find the sum of interior angles of a hexagon. Now, when you see the hexagon, if you don't know how many sides hexagon has, count it. But for we who know the number of sides the hexagon has, know that it's 6 centimeter. So what do? We take our n. Our n is 6. Slot into your formula. So 6. Now, minus 2. So 6 minus 2, that gives you 4. And 4 multiplied by 180 degree, and that gives us 720 degree. So the sum of angles inside that hexagon is what? 720 degree. So if you want to find for another shape, what do? Let's assume we have heptagon. Heptagon has 7 sides. So what do? 7 sides minus 2, and that will give you 5. That 5 multiplied by 180 degree, and you get your answer. Now let's move on to finding the interior angles of a regular polygon. Now the formula is going to be your n minus 2. Remember that n is number of side. When we're trying to find interior angles, our formula was what? Number of side minus 2 multiplied by 180 degrees. Now we still have that same formula, but this time we divide the answer we get divided by the number of sides. It's not complicated, okay? So number of sides, remove 2 from it, multiply by 180. The answer you get divided by n, and n is what? Number of side. Example, find a regular octagon. Octagon has 8 sides. So if you count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Octagon has 8 sides. So that's the first thing you want to do. Find the number of sides that that polygon has. So the octagon has 8 sides. So 8 minus 2 gives me 6. Now multiply that 6 by 180 degrees. And you have 6 times 180. That gives you 1080. Now the answer we get divided by the number of sides. We counted number of sides, and number of sides was what? 8. So 1080 divided by 8, and that gives you 135 degrees. So that's what you do when you're trying to find the interior angles of a regular polygon. So we have learned how to calculate the interior angles inside a regular polygon. Now let's move on to the exterior angles in a regular polygon. Now for interior, the formula is what? Number of sides minus 2 multiplied by 180 and divide by number of sides. Now for exterior angles, the formula is pretty simple. 360 divided by the number of sides that that polygon has. Example, find each exterior angle of a regular decagon. Decagon has 10 sides, so 360 degrees divided by 10, and that will give you 36 degrees. That's all. So I've said that your interior angle inside, exterior angle, the angle outside. So you're inside, you're outside, and that gives you that. Now, number of diagonals. You should know what the diagonal is. Diagonal from here to here. Like when you cross, trying to get an X symbol. So from this point to this point to this point, that's your diagonal. So number of diagonals in a polygon. The formula is simply the number of sides that that polygon has. Then into bracket, that number of side minus 3. The answer you get divided by 2. Example, find the number of diagonals in a pentagon. Now, pentagon has 5 sides, so document that down. So 5 sides into bracket, the same 5 sides minus 3 divided by 2. Now, your 5, deal with what's inside the brackets. So 5 minus 3 gives you 2. You now have 5 times that 2 that was inside that bracket. That gives you 10. And 10 divided by 2 will tell you that you have 5 diagonals. So there's 5 diagonals in a pentagon. So let's move on to challenging examples. I believe we've learned a lot. We've learned about how to find the perimeter of regular and irregular polygons. We've learned how to find the sum of interior angles, the sum of exterior angles, calculating the number of diagonals. We've learned a lot actually. So let's look at some challenging examples, some things that might scare us when we see the questions. Okay, so challenging problem 1. The interior angle of a regular polygon is 150 degrees. But I will learn how to find the interior angle. Now, in this particular question, they've given us what that interior angle is. They're not asking us how many sides does this polygon have. We don't know that polygon. What polygon is it that has 150 degrees as the sum of interior angles? So let's find out what type of polygon, number of sides that polygon has. So if you remember our formula is the number of sides of that polygon, remove 2 from it, multiply by 180 degrees. The answer you get divided by the number of sides of that polygon. But we have a problem. We don't know what the number of sides of that polygon is. So what do we do? Let's start what we're given. We're given that the sum of angles is 150. So 150 degrees is going to be equal to our formula. And what do? We have to cross multiply. So when you cross multiply, you are left with n minus 2 times 180 degrees is equal to 150 degrees multiplied by n. Did we get that? So then we go ahead to use the 180 to open up what we have inside the bracket. Inside the bracket, we have n minus 2. So multiply that by 180 degrees. And that gives us 180 times n, but number times letter is what? You marry them together, okay? So 180 degree times n, and that will be 180 n. Then 180 degree times 2, that will give us 360 degrees. So you have that on one side of your equals to. Remember that when you cross multiply, you will now put your equals to symbol up by your bridge. So one side you have that, and the other side you have 150 n. So let's go. Numbers one side, letters one side. I hope you've not forgotten that when we're doing open sentence algebra. So numbers one side, letter one side. And we have 180 n minus 150 n. They look alike, so they are together, okay? And on the other side, we have 360 degree. By the time you minus that, 180 n minus 150 n, and you have 30 n is equals to 360 degree. Remember that letter has to go. So how do we get rid of that letter? By dividing by the number that is beside that letter. So divide the numbers by number 3. So divide by 3, and n is equals to 306 divided by 3, and the number of sides is equal to 12 sides. I want to tell you, like, I'm so tempted to tell you the name of a polygon that has 12 sides, but no, that will be your first assignment. So go and find out. Yeah, so I remember I taught you guys that I only taught you from 3 sides to 10 sides, but now you just learned that there are more polygons. So it's not just from triangle to decagon. So go on, your first assignment. Tell me what. So challenging example or challenging problem 2 is similar to what we just solved in challenging problem 1. So this time we have the sum of interior angles of a polygon to be 1980 degree. We don't know the number of sides that polygon has, therefore we don't know what that polygon is. So let's find out. So the formula we're going to be using is going to be n minus 2 times 180 degree. That's the number of sides minus 2 multiplied by 180 degree. Now we're given the sum of interior angles to be 1980. So 1980 is equals to our formula. And then what do? We use that 180 to open up or multiply what we have inside our bracket. So 180 times n equals to 180 n minus 180 times 2. That gives us 360 degree, and that will be equals to 1980 degree. So number one side, letter on the other side, and we have 180 n is equals to 1980 plus 360. Remember that when that minus 360 crosses over, it has to change name, it has to change identity from minus to plus. So you now have, by the time you add those two together, that gives you 2340 degree. Okay, so 180 n is equals to 2340, and we have to get rid of that number. That 180 that is standing beside n, we have to remove it by dividing by 180. So n will be equals to 2340 divided by 180, and that will be equals to 13 sides. So that means the number of sides that this polygon has is 13 sides. So assignment number 2, what is the name of that polygon that has 13 sides? So yes, we are coming to the end of our class. I believe we've learned a lot. I know it's a lot, so many formulas. Like I said, don't panic. Take your time to understand each of those formulas. Know when to use them. Okay? So practice time. Just 6 questions. Just 6 questions. Plus the other 2 questions you were given to tell me what's the name of the polygon that has 12 sides, what's the name of the polygon that has 13 sides. You can also tell me what's the name of the polygon that has 11 sides. Yes, the polygon has 11 sides. So you can also add that to your assignment. So these are your practice questions. Question 1. Find the perimeter of a regular nonagon. That's a regular polygon. Okay, it has equal sides. So if it has, I believe you know what to do now. When you want to find the perimeter of regular polygon that has all the sides equal, you know what to do. Now find the sum of interior angles of a decagon. Decagon has 10 sides. So how do you find the number of angles or the total sum of angles inside a decagon? You know what to do. Find each exterior angle of a regular pentagon. You know the formula to find the exterior angles in a regular polygon. So follow that formula, you know what to do. Pentagon has 5 sides, by the way. How many diagonals are in a decagon? Formula for number of diagonals. So check that out. And you know what to do. Decagon has 10 sides. Then find each interior angle of a regular hexagon. Hexagon has 6 sides. Then you know the formula to use to find each interior angle in a hexagon. And your last question, a regular polygon has an exterior angle of 45 degrees. Find the number of sides. It's just like our challenging problems. I believe we can do this. So I'll see you in our next class, okay? Bye.